Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So, first of all, I am going to start by telling Black people that you all have you've done a great job so far, trying so hard to educate people that refuse to listen, trying so hard to convince people about their future. You can imagine trying to convince me that my future is very bright, and you gave me reasons of why I should do something like this. Why? Because it's been your experience all your life, right? And I refuse to listen. And in the end, what you told me is happening. I am not going to blame you, not even in any way. And what I am going to do is that I am going to give Black people their flowers for standing strong, for being courageous, even in the midst of everything happening, because Palestinians and their cohorts really gave Black people tough time. But I don't think they just gave themselves tough time, because the tough time they were trying to give Black people, it's like everything is happening so fast. And to the Arabs that said that they promised them peace, right? I hope you all are seeing it, because I eventually saw majority of your videos, Young Talks and the rest of them, saying that in an era that it is a sin for a Black woman or for a woman to lead a man. Now, who is leading you? I hope the person leading you now is leading you right, because it looks like it is the person is leading you to the wall. That is what it looks like. It looks like you are staggering and you are looking for a way out. But you know what? Let's get into this video.
Right quick, you all tell me if you remember the following.
Vote for Jill, vote for Donald Trump. But do not give a vote to Kamala Harris and expect to be welcomed by my community.
So that was a member of the Muslim American community there in Dearborn, Michigan, who told us if we voted for Kamala Harris, that we were not welcome in their community. And that was because of stances over Gaza, right? Well, yeah, this is going to be kind of awkward. Hold on.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible.
Hold on. He's not finished.
People of the area do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
So this your man's, right? This your man's here talking about turning a demolition site into the Riviera of the Mideast. And those of us who stood with you, you told us we wouldn't welcome in your community if we didn't vote for your man's here, or Jill Stein, right? Question, where's Jill Stein now? Well, she doesn't seem to be answering the phone right now. And while I will never be okay with the carpet bombing of children, I will say this. If you all need any help in the community you told us we wasn't welcome to, since Jill Stein isn't answering, remember, you can always call Ghostbusters. Questions?
So Trump pretty much is going to take over the Gaza Strip. And I just don't understand, like, how much more do y'all want to take from these people? To call someone's home a demolition site, like, I'm really trying not to cry, because I don't understand how much more are you guys going to take from these people. I have to literally find my voice in order to say what I need to say, because y'all really hate these people, and it is so heartbreaking to watch. It's so heartbreaking to watch, and it's so heartbreaking to watch so many Black people say what they said about turning it into a parking lot, because it's like the same hatred that people have towards them. I see it in the world and how they treat us, and this world is evil. Like, I just don't know what choice would have been the right choice. I really don't, because no one wants to save these people. And I'm not the type to cry on the internet, but this is some sad shit. Like, y'all literally will not leave these people alone. And I can't comprehend the way people just overlook the Congo, the way people just overlook Sudan. Like, this world is The world is hurting, and at this point, I don't know what steps to take. All I can do is just acknowledge it.
We have some major breaking news. At a press conference with the Prime Minister of Israel, Donald Trump just said that he plans to take over the Gaza Strip. Like the United States would own it. Just take a look.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
Yeah, and this just comes after Donald Trump suggested removing everybody from the Gaza Strip and then placing them in countries nearby like Jordan or Egypt. Yes, Donald Trump's plan for the Middle East is just move millions of people out of their home, then we, the United States, take over and occupy the land. He's out of his mind. This is a shameful plan. Donald Trump is clearly too incompetent to understand the negative ramifications of this. Or perhaps he does, and he just likes how evil the plan is.
We have a breaking news update about Donald Trump's intent on taking over Gaza. He was just asked again, after first saying that the United States will take over Gaza, he was asked, quote, "You are talking tonight about the United States taking over a sovereign territory. What authority would allow you to do that? Are you talking about a permanent occupation?" His response, "I do see a long-term ownership position for the United States." If you're looking at this press conference, Netanyahu, who is standing right next to Trump, even looks shocked at what Donald Trump is saying. He not only said that the United States will take Gaza and that the United States will own Gaza, but that he sees a long-term ownership for the United States in Gaza. Now, he did not clarify whether or not that meant boots on the ground, but presumably if the United States owned Gaza or took over Gaza, then you would have U.S. military troops on the ground patrolling the area in some way, shape, or form. This is the opposite of what America First is. I will continue to provide you updates. I will do a full breakdown of this on my Substack shortly, which is linked in my bio. So as always, comment below your thoughts, spread the word, and follow along for all the news you need to know about. More to come soon.
My smoke is with the Trump supporters who voted for Trump and the third-party voters and the leftists who said not to vote for Kamala. All of you made this happen. All of you made this happen. Now the people in Palestine are about to suffer even more. This man, Trump, this dictator, literally said he is going to invade Palestine and he is going to take over. The U.S. military will now take over. You understand what I'm saying? He is colonizing Palestine and the Gaza Strip. And if everybody had just did what black people, especially black women, told y'all to do, this wouldn't have happened. If Kamala was in office, and you know what, let's get to Kamala. The fact that Kamala Harris as a vice president got more smoke than Dick Cheney as vice president is still messing my mind up. It's still boggling me. I 1,000% believe if Kamala was in office, she would not be having a news get together with the Israel flag behind her. I 1,000% don't believe that would happen. And you know what? Y'all know it wouldn't have happened either. And y'all gambled and took a chance and failed miserably. All that doxing y'all did to black folks, all that fake abolitionist talk y'all did to black folks, and then when you find out they got a criminal record, you want to do a gotcha instead of worry about them people in Palestine, sitting here worrying about who going to McDonald's and Starbucks when y'all vote or lack thereof of a vote is literally the direct cause of what's about to happen to them people across the seas, bro. Y'all was worried about the wrong ish, worried about the wrong people. And the same people y'all was sitting here being anti-black to and being rude to and being weird to was the same fucking people that was trying to save y'all fucking lives, bro. And it pisses me off. Pisses me off.
I told you so. We told you so. We told you what the plan was. We told you how Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu were like this. We told you about Miriam Adelson, and how he was beholden to her for all of the millions of dollars that she gave to him. We told you. We told you about his son-in-law and what he said in an interview, that Gaza was prime beachfront property. And we told you all of this before Election Day. And you still tried to silence us. You dismissed us. You tried to make it look like that we didn't know what we were talking about, when black people have been dealing with this racist ass political system for decades. We told you. And now Donald Trump is giving a press conference with Bibi by his side, saying that they are going to occupy Gaza and move all of the Palestinians out.
The Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative.
No alternative.
It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different.
And just in case you weren't clear, they're going to provide thousands of jobs for people in the area that is not you. You see, the reason why Bibi is standing at his side is because this is a project that they're going to do together. This is a project that they're going to do together. This is a project that's going to benefit the United States and Israel. It will not benefit Palestinians or Muslims who lived over in Gaza. And this is what you voted for. Those of you who voted for Jill Stein, those of you that didn't vote, those of you who voted for Donald Trump thinking that you were going to hurt Kamala Harris and by punishing her and making sure that she didn't get into the White House. Yeah. Everything that we said is coming to fruition, and you ignored us. And you know who you're not hurting? You are not hurting Kamala Harris. You are hurting yourselves. But don't worry, he didn't end it there. A reporter specifically asked him about the number. And this is what he said.
How many people are you thinking about? All of them. I mean, we're talking about probably 1,000,007 people, 1,000,007, maybe 1,000,008. But I think all of them, I think they'll be resettled in areas where they can live a beautiful life and not be worried about dying every day.
All of y'all. All of the people over in Gaza, the ones that are left, he's going to move them all out, going to disperse them in other countries. This is what you voted for, because you didn't want to trust the black woman who said that she is for a ceasefire. She is for a two-state solution. Y'all went with the man that lied to y'all face. Y'all went with a known pathological liar. Maybe you could get Jill Stein on the line. Is Jill Stein available? Oh no, my brother Thomas the Bishop tried to reach out to her last week and her number's been disconnected. She ain't taking no calls. She on the beach somewhere enjoying the fruits of her labor. I'm sure this time around Putin doubled the check. She had to work hard for it. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I got. We tried to tell you.
So I'm sure you know what everybody's freaking out about. Donald Trump says he wants to level Gaza, get rid of all the buildings. And then he says the same people who are occupying it should no longer be occupying it. He's going to turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East and economic development. Now, how do the 1.8 million people who live there feel about it? How do you feel about that?
So Trump just sat up there in a podium and said, we will own Gaza. America will own Gaza. We're going to clear it out. We're going to make it beautiful again. It's going to turn into a nice little resort. He didn't say anything about the Palestinians. For all the people that voted for him, look at you now. For all the Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan that shook this man's hand and gave him a plaque and advocated for this man and going against Kamala Harris, how do you feel right now? For all the white leftists that went for Jill Stein and told everybody to sit out this election and to not vote for Kamala Harris, how the fuck do you feel now? Maya Aoni, come to the motherfucking front. I bet you feel stupid now, don't you? You feel fucking stupid. You put your hands and your fate into a white woman and she delivered you nothing. Not a damn thing. Y'all were so hateful towards this black woman. Y'all put the whole war of Gaza on this black woman because Joe Biden had dropped out. And look what happened to y'all. Look what happened to y'all. The home is going to be a resort, like I've been saying for the past, 6 or 7 months? Y'all vote for this man, you will not have a home again. I bet you feel real stupid now, don't you? That man said America will own Gaza. We never wanted that shit. Kamala Harris would have never done this shit. I bet you feel stupid for putting your fate into a white woman that rarely runs for anything. She don't run for anything but president. She took y'all money. She advocates every now and then. What the fuck you gonna do now? We told y'all could not stop Trump. We told you could not get this man to sway. Y'all were so hateful and so racist towards a black woman that your home is about to be demolished, put into a resort, and now it's going to be the new vacation spot. How the fuck do you feel now?
I can barely believe my own ears, so I need you guys to listen to what I just heard, where Donald Trump essentially says that permanent displacement of Palestinians is a good thing, because if they stayed in Gaza, they're going to get killed anyway. Oh, and be sure to watch this man's face during that. He cannot hide his disgusting, devilish smile.
Would Palestinians have the right to return to Gaza if they left while the rebuilding was happening?
Quick freeze frame. There it is, the smile of the devil, of Shaitan himself.
I hope that we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return? The place has been hell. It's been one of the meanest, toughest places on earth. And right now, I've seen every picture from every angle, better than if I were there. And nobody can live there. You can't live there. So if we can build them through massive amounts of money supplied by other people, very rich nations, and they're willing to supply it. If we can build something for them in one of the countries, and it could be Jordan, and it could be Egypt, it could be other countries, and you could build 4 or 5 or 6 areas. It doesn't have to be one area, but you take certain areas and you build really good quality housing, like a beautiful town, like someplace where they can live and not die, because Gaza is a guarantee that they're going to end up dying. The same thing's going to happen again. It's happened over and over again, and it's going to happen again as sure as you're standing there, Peter. So I hope that we could do something where they wouldn't want to go back. Who would want to go back?
Donald Trump has got a lot of nerve saying that he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize for the ceasefire in Gaza, especially with all the other bullshit that he said today during his meeting with Netanyahu. Now, quick reminder, Netanyahu once said that Donald Trump is the best friend Israel has ever had in the White House. So it makes complete sense that this entire meeting is just the two of these men stroking each other's egos. But let's recap some of the comments they made. Now, once again, Trump has suggested the permanent resettlement of Palestinians out of Gaza, saying, who would want to live there? Palestinians do. They do not want to be displaced again in Nakba 2.0. He's also still pushed for Jordan and Egypt and other countries to accept Palestinian refugees as permanently displaced people, despite the fact that these countries have said no, and has asserted that he will make them say yes. He was then asked about Saudi Arabia and how they have demanded the creation of a Palestinian state as a caveat to formalizing ties with Israel. And he completely contradicted all of the official statements by the Saudi Arabian government, saying that no, they are not demanding a Palestinian state. Which to me just completely reads as him ignoring their demands and instead deciding that what he wants is best. And then he got started on Iran, almost implying that the US should directly attack Iran. He made a point to say, well, Iran is very strong right now, but they weren't strong when I left office, directly after he targeted and assassinated Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani. He followed up by saying that Iran is very close to having nuclear weapons, and the US can't have that. And when asked directly if he would support strikes on Iran, he said, "We'll see what happens." And let's not forget, all of these comments come the same day that Trump signed an executive order withdrawing the U.S. from the UN Human Rights Council and extending a funding ban on UNRWA. He's basically bending over backwards to give Netanyahu everything he wants. And then the cherry on top of it all, at the very end, he sat there and praised Netanyahu, saying he's the right leader for Israel and he's done a great job in Gaza, and we've been friends for such a long time. Our president really sat down with an international war criminal, gave him everything that he wanted, and then praised him and called him his best friend. We should all be very worried right now.
You are talking tonight about the United States taking over a sovereign territory.
You know, if your first response after seeing that interaction at that press conference, or the interaction in the Oval Office with Donald Trump and Netanyahu, where he said that the U.S. would take a permanent ownership of a sovereign nation, Palestine, and rebuild it, and relocate those who are native to that land. If you saw that video and your immediate first thought was, where is Jill Stein? Where are the people who didn't vote for Kamala? Where are the people who held Kamala accountable? Is that was your first response versus thinking, oh my God, this is horrible to the Palestinian people. This is horrible to people who are native of that land, who are now being unalived, and their land is being stolen from them in broad daylight in 2025, you are no better than that man, than either of those two men. I am horrified, like absolutely horrified. And the numbers that are coming out that they are planning to relocate around 1.2 million people who all they know, all their families have ever known is that land. And the 1.2 million people is almost 800,000 less than the 2.5 million that lived there just less than 15 months ago. So that means that the 40,000 that have been projected for the people who have been unalive over the last 15 months is wrong. We're probably looking at close to 1 million people, mostly children who hadn't even made it to their first birthday. And instead of being horrified with me for those babies who did not vote, who barely knew their name, you are gloating. You are gloating. And instead of asking, why didn't the Democratic Party do what their base wanted them to do, which is to not only push for a ceasefire, but also to implement an arms embargo? Why didn't the Democratic Party follow the U.S. laws, which said that we should not be providing military equipment of any kind to a government that is violating human rights? Why aren't you using this time to question why our party, knowing that if Donald Trump was elected, not only would he do this, but that he would usher in a fascist regime in our country? Those are the questions you should be asking, because the answers are probably indicators of a broken system, of a system that shows that our politicians are bought and paid for by a foreign government. And that should terrify all of us.
Hey, remember all those people during the election who were really, really angry at Joe Biden because they thought he wasn't doing enough to help the Palestinians in Gaza? And they were going to send a message with their vote by either not voting at all or voting for a third-party candidate like Jill Stein instead of supporting Kamala Harris. Or the stupidest thing they did was to actually support Donald Trump. Remember Muslims for Trump? All those people up in Michigan and the Dearborn area who supported Donald Trump to send a message. Well, how about this headline? This is in Reuters just now. Palestinians have no alternative but to leave Gaza. You know who said that? Donald Trump. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Tuesday that Palestinians have no alternative but to leave Gaza and he would like to see neighboring countries, Jordan and Egypt, take the displaced Palestinians. So what do you geniuses think now? Idiots.
See, I'm not like that little white boy Aaron who be having breaking news after breaking news after breaking news. I love that dude. But I got some more fuck around to find out for you guys too. They just keep coming, keep coming. So all the Palestinians from Michigan who said don't vote for Kamala, don't vote for Joe Biden, vote for Joe Stein or vote for Donald Trump because they not doing nothing on Gaza. Well, I got some major news for you. Trump just said, y'all people in Gaza, he asked Jordan and another country, can they take y'all in so they could take over y'all land and put beach fronts and golf courses and all that, saying it's a beautiful place for beautiful land. So y'all got on Kamala Harris for not doing too much to end the war, and y'all voted against her. Now y'all finna get y'all land took, and he finna deport y'all Palestinians to Jordan. To Jordan. So now y'all have no land, nowhere to go, no freedom, no nothing, because you wanted to send a point to Kamala Harris that she wasn't doing too much. And she was the main one who calls for a ceasefire. And she wouldn't have gave y'all land away. She don't care about y'all land. She not trying to put golf courses. She would have continued to be on y'all side. But look what y'all at now. Look what y'all at now. Y'all done protest the United States against us. And now they finna take y'all land and put fucking golf courses and beach fronts and send y'all ass to Jordan, where y'all not living from. So y'all fucked around and found out like in a bad way, because y'all didn't want to vote for that black lady. And now y'all finna have no land, no future, and y'all finna be immigrants in another country. And I don't even care. I don't even care.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
I posted a video on November 3rd of 2023. November 3rd of 2023. You know, I get called a lot of things on this app. Fearmonger, race baiter, just recently an authoritative figure in the space. Maybe, just maybe, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Maybe, just maybe. But let's roll the clip.
Military operations and trade routes. So the plan it's been proposed, which is to create a new canal that will be owned by Israel, operated and we control Israel, so hand in hand, right? It's called the Ben Gurion Canal. So on the side where the Suez Canal is, it's mostly sand, so they had to dig through that. Where they want to build this Ben Gurion Canal, it's rocky terrain and mountains. So their plan is to basically blow all that shit up, nuke, bombs, destruction, and then come in and build this canal to cause less work also. The canal start from Eilat, which, like I said, been there, it's pretty nice, and continue on through the Red Sea, through the Mediterranean. Unlike the Suez Canal, the Israeli canal can handle ships going in both directions. The Suez Canal can only go one way. Remember how all those ships got stuck during COVID? That was in the Suez Canal because you can only go one way. You basically got to wait, and that's trade ships, military ships, everybody got to wait until the ships come through, and then they let the other ships go through. So this new canal will be able to allow both. Also, they plan to build, as you can see, hotels, restaurants, small cities, nightclubs, all on the canal to bring for trade routes, to bring in more money, economic surplus. The money that it'll bring in will far surpass the $6 billion that the Suez Canal brings, because the Suez Canal is a straight canal. So yeah, So if you ever ask yourself why, this is part of the reason why.
So again, I made that video in November of 2023. It's February 4th, 2025. And that video is pinned in my playlist of my war and news update. So if you want to go learn about the Ben Gurion Canal and everything that will take place, a part of that, it's in that playlist. I think it's video number like 8 or 9. So now that we know that Gaza was a literal demolition and a leveling of the land so they could build this canal, now what? But you know, some people actually like dig and research and look through our historical documentation to find the things they talk about and not just like get on Chat GPT. But you know, hey man.
Well, would you look at that? Donald Trump wants to take ownership of Gaza and redevelop it after Palestinians are resettled elsewhere. You know, it was almost like a group of people were consistently telling both Palestinians and immigrants and everybody that voted not in their best interest what the fuck was going to happen with the illegal ICE raids that's going on, with the pardoning of January 6 insurrectionists and criminals, saying that Donald Trump wasn't going to be better than Kamala Harris when it came down to Gaza or Palestine in general, and was going to look to displace them because Donald Trump wants stake in the land that's going to be available there. It's not like we sat up here and warned you about these warmongers and what they were planning to do, amongst plenty of conservatives saying that it was the Democrats that were the warmongers and that were going out to, you know, be war profiteers. And now it seems to be crickets when it comes to Donald Trump wanting to annex Greenland, wanting to make Canada the 51st state, and now Gaza. And this is just good old American imperialism. Right back front and center. This is the new 2025 manifest destiny. That's all we're seeing right now. And if you've lived in America your entire life and had at least one fucking history class, you would have seen this coming. However, yet and still, everybody wanted to emotionally grandstand, misuse the words of civil rights leaders who had to fight and give up their lives, families, and everything just to have it all reversed within a matter of days. Because how dare black people sit up here and have the gall to want to tell you what's going to happen? How dare us? No, it's not the fact that black people have a history of this stuff happening and want to relate that to you at all. And it's not the fact that your communities also echo heavily on the anti-black sentiments that are also echoed by the white tea folks whom you helped prop into power. You thought it was bad now. You thought it was terrible now. The level of barbarism and savagery you are about to see this man commit to the Middle East is going to be of unparalleled proportion. And not only did we warn you, not only did we tell you, not only did we try to reason with you, not only did we fucking predict that this was gonna happen. To all you leftists constantly bitching, moaning, and complaining about, you know, being anti-capitalist and all this revolution, where are you now? Because now, instead of getting on TikTok and putting that phone in your face and all this other shit, now you gotta actually do something. So you wanted your opportunity for this fucking revolution because God forbid a black woman come in and try to save the world. No, you wanted this fucking revolution so bad, now you got it. So good luck, motherfucker.
All the Muslims for Trump to the front immediately. You know how you thought you were protecting them people by not voting for the candidate that wanted a ceasefire, instead voting for the one that said that it shouldn't exist in the first place? Got it. Let's see what he said now. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip and will do a job with it too. We will own it and be responsible for dismantling all the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site, and get rid of destroyed buildings. Hold on, there's more. As far as Gaza is concerned, we will do what is necessary. If it's necessary, we will do that. We're going to take over that piece that we're going to develop. That's from Trump's mouth. Now tell me, what does that sound like? Sure sounds like he's trying to wipe out everything that's there and build on top of it whatever the U.S. wants. Almost as if he told you from the beginning that he didn't give a fuck about them people. If he don't give a fuck about his own citizens in America, what the sauteed fuck made you think he gave a damn about them? I swear, y'all did nothing but fuck yourselves. I hope it felt good. I hope you nutted.
Black people are colonizers. I can't believe that girl came on here and say black people are colonizers. Trump popped out and taught them colonizing lesson 101. Annex and displacement. Those are colonizer terms. Trump said, we're going to take your land and make it a resort for all the people of the world to come visit because your land is beautiful, prime real estate. And you know what? We're not going to stop there. We're going to make you workers of your own land. You could come back and work in the hotels. And I can't believe people are saying what he's saying is ridiculous. Like the United States doesn't exist. What they say, history don't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Like this story been told before. The Native Americans. The United States is a stolen land, and the people of the world live here. I'm not even shocked at the Arabs of Dearborn, because wasn't Judas an Arab? And some of the Arabs might even be in.
So this is all I got from those videos, and sincerely speaking, Justine is on the run, for those that do not know. And before I continue, I am going to tell you something. You see that young man that tinted his hair? What color is that? Gold. Please, nobody should sympathize with him because he is pro-Palestine, and he was out there telling people to go vote for Justine and whoever they voted for. So I do not have any sympathy for this particular man. And that thing he's doing is he is not crying. He's just trying to fake it because I know he's kind, right? And he actually was calling black women out, telling them that you said that you were 92% that voted for. And why are you people going on vacation? What did you do that warrants you people to go on vacation? It's still the same young man. I added him to this video so you all will know him because I don't used to bring his video here. So he can cry for all I care. I don't care about that man. Let's get into this main video. Now, I am going to say this. You see Palestinians and some of them that lived abroad are the ones that made things very bad for Palestinians. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because they messed up their own people's lives. Now, how do you live abroad, right? And you do not even visit home. You are actually all out on the internet giving false information. And with all your full chest, you were telling people, do not vote for Kamala Harris. Why? Because she supports genocide. I have never seen where people hold a vice president account for the things a president is doing. Who does that? I have never seen in my entire life. Now, as you all can see the way, what's his name? Trump has been signing executive orders. People have been calling Donald Trump out. I do not even hear anybody talk about J.D. Vance. Why? Because you all already know a vice president's job is not. I don't know, it's like dormant. It's dormant, right? It is not active. So why are people so mean to themselves? Now, I am going to look for American Arabs. Where are you people? I thought you all said he promised you people peace, right? Where is the peace he promised you? The fact that most of you do not even know what is going on when it comes to politics is very shocking to me. I don't know how this man deceived you people so badly that you all run with him. Even me, as an African, right, will never, ever. Now, the fact that some of you all did not even see Project 2025 is something that, or did not read it, is something that I'm still trying to wrap my head around. Because if you all had listened when Black people were telling you people about Project 2025, I am sure all these mistakes wasn't going to happen. You call Black people genociders, you call them colonizers. There is nothing you all did not call them. Why? Because you all are ignorant, and they are the ones that sees, and they were trying to let you know what is going to happen if you do what you wanted to do. But you all did not want to listen because you all thought it's a Black thing. Black people are going to benefit from it. Because I saw videos of some of you all saying, how are we supposed to depend on Black men? Because you all felt like if Kamala Harris becomes the president, I mean to say that she is going to give more power to Black men. Just the way of you people's thinking, right? Now, I remember that in 2024, early 2024, right? There was an audio that came out, a conversation Donald Trump had with Netanyahu, right? That
recording. Some of you all said it was what? It was AI. I hope this is the confirmation, because at some point we proved to you people that it was not AI. Now that was when what's his name again? Joe Biden was planning, excuse me, negotiate a ceasefire, and Donald Trump called Netanyahu and told Netanyahu not to end the ceasefire because it is going to be to their own advantage. Some of you all do not even understand what is going on. I brought that same video here, and I told you people, some of you all said Netanyahu and Donald Trump are no longer sorry. So you all do not know that Netanyahu and Trump are good friends. You all do not know that. Black people tried to tell you all that before the election. In fact, the last one was before the election, some month ago. Black people made it clear that they are going to use Gaza as a result, which also surfaced where Donald Trump was discussing it. And it surfaced, right? People grabbed it. And they were trying to convince you people that you are going to experience a different kind of life if that man becomes a president. You all said that this is in your own words, that for now, that Donald Trump hasn't done anything to you, that the person you are holding responsible for everything going on is Kamala Harris, leaving the president behind. That is to tell you how ignorant. I am sorry to use this, but you all are ignorant. You all are so much ignorant. You think politics is what you talk being emotional. No, you don't act emotional when you want to talk politics, when you want to act politics, because you all became so emotional. Like, how did this man convince you that he was going to do all those things he said he was going to do? No, he didn't mean it. And it was never ever going to happen. The fact that some of you all did not see ahead of time, it's something that, like, it's mind-boggling, sincerely speaking. But you know what? I am going to say to your tent, O Israel, the only people that my heart goes out to are the kids in Gaza that has been living life in, like, their life hasn't really been anything great. Now they are going to displace them. They just returned from the ceasefire and they will be sending them away again. Why? Because they are going to build resort there. And who are the people that will benefit from the resort that they will build there? It's definitely foreigners. Definitely foreigners. You can imagine displacing people. Now, this is a typical example that if you do not learn, if you think education is expensive, try ignorant, because what is killing majority of you right now is ignorant. And if I see any pro-Palestine, especially those leftists, seriously, I am blocking them, because those people also are part of the problems Black people are facing. Black leftists. I am saying it, and that it's on period. I do not have any regret. And you know one thing I'm going to say? Next time when Black people speak, you better listen. Because when OGs speak, people listen. Now, this is to tell you that you and Black people are not mates. Why am I saying this? Because they have lived all this life that you all are screaming. That has been their life. They have lived it. They know what it is like. They know what it means to be displaced. Oppression, all of it. Slavery, bad government, CIA, all those police brutality. They have experienced it firsthand. And when they speak, you listen. Bye for now.